Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Introduce, my name is Naila Farah and my student number 2161121019. I'm from the English Education Department Class 3A, and in this video I want to explain about English language teaching in Indonesia. There are several points that I will explain, namely, the first, the importance of teaching English; the second, English teaching method; the third, media in teaching and learning; and the last, history of the development of English language teaching. First point, the importance of teaching English. Learning English is very important, especially in terms of education. In addition, through English we can introduce the diversity of cultures and language of this nation to those who want to know about this nation. English is very much needed in the national and international arena. By mastering English, you will easily achieve higher education abroad. Proficiency in English is an important requirement for continuing education abroad. This is because when studying abroad, the language of instructions used is English. Second point, English teaching method. The first, grammar translation method. The method emphasizes more on grammar or grammar. In addition to grammar, there is also a translation that is used to teach vocabulary. The teacher will teach material about grammar using formulas, then use translation when teaching reading, writing, and vocabulary in English. The second, audiolingual method. The teacher practices a short dialogue which none of the meanings can be translated by the students. The teacher gives instructions to the students to follow the dialogue, and then the students quiz the meaning of the dialogue from the expressions, poses, and various things that are practiced by the teacher. Students are invited to memorize dialogues they do not know the meaning clearly. Students are forced to think to understand the content of the dialogue and memorize it in a short time. After students memorize, only then are they given the words in the dialogue which they then write down. The third, silent way. In general, this method has a concept that is almost the same as the audiolingual method. The interesting thing about this method is that students are also invited to build a sense or inner criteria that makes them able to detect and improve themselves if there are errors in using English. And the fourth, total physical response. This method is done by the teacher doing some work such as walking, sitting, putting blocks, holding objects, or writing. But before the teacher carries out this task, he orders himself first with instructions in a foreign language. This was repeated several times, then the teacher gave orders to students with the same orders as before. The next point, media in teaching and learning. Card drawing, using illustrated comics, use English songs, use English applications, English film screening, and play English games. And the last point, history of the development of English language teaching. Foreign language learning in Indonesia has a long history. During the colonial era, foreign languages were taught in certain schools, especially for the descendants of the nobility and Dutch children. Instead of wanting to create a future generation that can compete at the international level in the era of globalization, English lessons in elementary schools are eliminated and English lessons at the junior and senior high school levels are reduced in the 2013 curriculum. The purpose of this study is to analyze various learning policies. English in Indonesia in the perspective of forming world citizen with intercultural competence, because being a global citizen in the era of globalization is a certainty. The method used in this study is a qualitative approach with document analysis technique. Various documents from books, research articles, and curriculum documents themselves were analyzed. The result of this study indicate that the Indonesian government has allocated foreign language learning science the first curriculum, namely the 1947 curriculum to the 2013 curriculum. However, in the 2013 curriculum, the allocation for foreign language learning is less than the previous curricula. On the other hand, globalization demands more language learning at the school level in the context of forming all Indonesians to become citizens of the world. However, the influence of learning English that not in accordance with Indonesian culture's needs to be anticipated with intercultural competence. Therefore, in the context of forming world citizens through learning English, both students and teachers must have intercultural competence, which is reflected in the learning materials so that they remain Indonesian cultural even though they study English. Maybe that's all I can explain in this video. Thanks for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.